All right, so we've made our way out into Halong Bay, and we've stopped at this little floating fishing village that's just kind of, I'd call it nestled in a valley, but of course the valley's filled with water. So it's just this little natural harbor. People live out here on their boats, fishing, hanging out. We're getting rowed around. It's pretty nice. Just rowing a boat whose name we don't know in Halong Bay, that's all, in the fishing village. All right, we've started our morning on deck, on the ship. We spent last night on the ship. Really nice, comfy accommodations. Great dinner, one of the best dinners yet. We've been anchored here overnight in this beautiful kind of little cove. As I said, hoping for a sunrise. A little bit foggy, so no real sunrise, no real color, but it does lend itself beautifully to these kind of distant mountains and the layering and just really creating a sense of scale here. Especially when, can you see that little speck out there? It's a little fishing boat way out there that just really gives you a sense of how high up these cliffs climb, hundreds of meters, and it's beautiful. All right, our time on Halong Bay has come to an end. It's pretty spectacular out here. We never got the big blue sky epicness, but the mistiness was cool, and we also spent a little time exploring a cave this morning. And now, headed back into port, we have a medium-length bus ride to the airport to fly south. Vietnam's a fairly big country. We don't want to spend the next day or two driving south towards Ho Chi Minh City. So we're gonna take a flight and take a couple days still to get down towards Ho Chi Minh, or some people still call it Saigon. All right, so last night we flew to Da Nang and then drove down to Hoi An. We've now driven out to the countryside. We walked down this long path by these beautiful rice paddies to arrive here for lunch. It's just an absolutely gorgeous place. The smells coming out of the kitchen are ridiculously good. And we're gonna have a lunch here before we go explore a little bit more of the old town and also set out on the river. We're spending our time touring the older part of Hoi An. Large Chinese influence in this area. In fact, they have kind of a Chinatown, and we're in one of the ancient Chinese congregations or temples, you might call it. Very cool dragon sculpture, tons of awesome artwork. And up here are these big coils of incense that people buy, and they put in a wish, and then it burns for 2 to 3 weeks, and their wish is supposed to come true. After spending a lovely evening on and around the water of Hoi An, the city of lanterns with that Chinese influence, we've made our way here to Hue, which has this fantastic historic series of cities. It starts with a walled citadel, and inside that is the Imperial City, and inside that is the Forbidden City. And these are all constructed around the 18th century, or early 1800s actually, to be more accurate. Back here, where are they? The musicians. Sneak, let's go. few hours ago we landed here in Saigon, and it's a bit warmer. A whole lot more hustle and bustle than we've seen since Hanoi. But now we're on this little side street that is just so quiet and peaceful, tree-lined. It's quite lovely. We ventured out from Saigon this morning to the Mekong Delta. We're on the Mekong River. The diversity of boats on the Delta is just awesome. Both transportation, people living on board, ones that look like they're about to sink. Now we are about to get on some scooters. I love seeing stuff going by jackfruit plantations, banana farms, and lots of people that just live out here. We're off the motorbikes. We're now walking through a pomelo, which is a grapefruit orchard. It smells wonderful. A grapefruit, citrusy.
Oh, this is nice.
Their hay brought us back to this beautiful little spread and showed us these little seeds that pop open in hot water and joked around with us and poured us delicious tea. It's a really cool, good time. We just finished up lunch here at this house that's over 100 years old in the middle of a beautiful garden. And it's been a fantastic morning with a Mekong Delta ride, scooters to the plantation and the tea and fruit, and now dinner. We're going to head back to the hustle and bustle of Saigon for our farewell dinner with our guide Long, who has been fantastic. All right, we're done in Vietnam. We're on our last moments. We're about to head to the airport. You know, it's been a fantastic trip. I'll be talking more about it. But one of the things that we haven't really talked about is how fantastic our guide has been. And if you haven't traveled with a guide before, you're really missing out. And we've had Long along with us on this trip. Long, you have been awesome.
Thank you very much.
Not only your kind of your knowledge of this country, but your knowledge of other countries as well. I think he knows more about America than I do. His contact information is right down below this video. He's doing his job right now. And if you're going to come to Vietnam, look him up, because I feel confident in saying there are few better guides in country than Long.
Thank you, Toby.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Please come to visit us. Yeah. Thank you.
It's great.
See you in Vietnam. Yeah.
Thank you so much.